A participation sponsorship for this film was generously provided by Mineralogical Collection Professionals, or MCP. MCP is internationally recognized as one of the world's finest laboratories for mineral specimen preparation, also specializing in both gem rough and cut stones, as well as performing restorations of semi-precious stone carvings. Check out MCP on the web at mcp-italy.com.
Gemstones. Since the dawn of mankind, gemstones have held a place of reverence in our history. Amethysts, aquamarines, lapis lazulis, opals, topazes, tourmalines, and more. For most of us, when we hear talk of fine gems, images of grace and elegance come to mind, sophistication and beauty, wealth and power. It's no wonder that gemstones have historically been the adornments of kings and queens. And when it comes to the royalty of gemstones, there's the big four: diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, and the king of gemstones, the ruby. On May 12th of 2015, a 25.59 carat ruby sold at Sotheby's auction for a record-breaking amount. This ruby, called the Sunrise Ruby, had an opening bid of $11.8 million. 7 minutes later, the Sunrise Ruby was sold for a staggering $30.42 million. At approximately $1.2 million per carat, this made the Sunrise Ruby the most expensive ruby in the world. The Sunrise Ruby, like 99% of the highest quality rubies in the world, came from a country in Southeast Asia called Burma, recently renamed Myanmar. Within Myanmar, the finest rubies, like the Sunrise Ruby, come from a little valley in the upper regions of the country called Mogok, the legendary Valley of Rubies. Myanmar's location in Southeast Asia is bordered by Bangladesh and India to the west, China to the northeast, Laos and Thailand to the east, and the Bay of Bengal and the Andaman Sea to the south. Through this film, you are about to embark on a fascinating journey deep inside the hidden Valley of Mogok. Here, we will learn about the people, culture, and practices of this hidden world that is built upon the sole industry of recovering and trading in gemstones, particularly rubies. Back in the 13th century, famous Italian explorer Marco Polo was the first Westerner to visit Burma, called Mien back then, and describes the wealth of the country in his travelogue, The Travels of Marco Polo. And in this city, there is a thing so rich and rare that I must tell you about it. You see, there was in former days a rich and puissant king in this city, and when he was about to die, he commanded that by his tomb they should erect 2 towers, one at either end, one of gold and the other of silver. The towers are built of fine stone, and then one of them has been covered with gold, a good finger in thickness, so that the tower looks as if it were all of solid gold, and the other is covered with silver in like manner, so that it seems to be all of solid silver. To this day, examples of this kind of wealth are still on public display. The most famous of these examples is the Shwedagon Pagoda in the country's largest city, Yangon. The Shwedagon Pagoda stands at 325 feet tall and dominates the Yangon skyline. It is considered the most sacred Buddhist pagoda in Myanmar, and it is said to house 8 hairs from the Buddha's head. Legends claim that this Buddha dome or stupa was first constructed 2,600 years ago. Believed to be covered with 27 metric tons of gold leaf, along with thousands of diamonds and other gems, it's no wonder that over 150,000 tourists visit this pagoda every year. And while the gold and religious wealth on display in Myanmar may draw the largest crowds, it's the other natural wealth of Myanmar that draws us, the natural wealth of gemstones. Just like Marco Polo traveled to Myanmar almost 750 years ago, we too are headed into Myanmar with our own team of explorers. Included in our team is legendary mineral collector David Wilbur, Marco Lorenzoni, and Dr. Federico Pizzotta from Mineralogical Collections Professionals, one of the finest mineral preparation labs in the world, 2 local gem experts, and our host, international gem dealer Federico Barlocher. From our starting point in Yangon, we board a short flight to the city of Mandalay. Made famous in popular culture by Rudyard Kipling's poem Mandalay, written in 1890, Mandalay is Myanmar's second largest city and is the economic capital of Upper Burma. As in centuries past, much of Myanmar's trade to China and India goes through Mandalay. From Mandalay, it's about 125 miles to the north into the mountains, and then east into the famous Mogok area. While producing rubies for hundreds, if not thousands of years, the location of Mogok was mostly a secret hidden from the outside world until the British occupation. After the Third Anglo-Burmese War, the Burmese Ruby Mines Company was created in 1889. For the next 40 years, the British were the exclusive miners in Mogok, where they employed local workers, forcing them to work in very inhumane conditions. On the way into Mogok, we have to stop at a checkpoint. While we need a visa to get into the country of Myanmar, we then need an additional visa to get into the restricted Mogok area.
Here we are on the road to Mogok in Tabajin. Here there is the gate that divides Mogok from the world. This is the restricted area for foreigners, and only with a special permission we are allowed to go to see this fabulous mine. So from here we'll start our adventure in the Mogok mines.
Once we pass the checkpoint, we continue up the twisty mountain road until we reach the entrance to Mogok.
Welcome to Rubyland, and welcome also to the Valley of Dreams, because Mogok is a dream. Hide in the cloud, Mogok from 2000 years give the best rubies on the world market, but not only, the best sapphires, peridots, moonstone and spinels. So we will discover together all the secrets of this incredible valley. Here we can see very clearly all the minings, all the house around the town are full of mines. So they work close to the house, they work where they live. We will go together to see what happened in this incredible valley.
In Ted Themelis' seminal book Gems and Mines of Mogok, Mr. Themelis identifies 11 different regions in and around Mogok where gem mining took place. With well over 1,600 private registered mines back in 1962, you can begin to imagine the wealth of this area. To better understand this, our first stop is the open-air gem market in Mogok, where Barlocher will walk us through the way local business is conducted here.
Welcome to the Mogok Gem Market. We will see how the Mogok people, they deal all the gems, ruby, sapphire, peridot, moonstone, all kind of type of gems. We will make a trip together to understand all the secret of the local trade. So follow me and we will enjoy together. Here, how the local people are trading sapphire rubies. You see, this is a local light, very strong. You can see all inside the rough, so they can have a better idea of the price and decide. This is looking the ruby with the sunlight to understand how it's possible to cut or not. Here in the market there are not only gems, but also they enjoy a lot. You see? They play snookers, they play cards. There are many kinds of games where the Myanmar people can even put a little money for a little gambling to enjoy. Now we will go to see something interesting. The woman, they deal very well, they are very clever, they know how to get the best price. And this is a local woman table. This is the Myanmar Mogok traditional cap. Now they take time to relax, but in the same time they are dealing gems. Here in Mogok there are many ethnic groups. So we can find Myanmar Chinese, Myanmar Thai, Myanmar Nepali, or Myanmar. So very, very nice to see the different type of face of group that deal in Mogok. They are looking all the gems on the sun because ruby on the sun, they can check better. There are all type of gems, but mostly is normal quality because the top quality is traded in private home. Now we will go together to take one table and try to see what there is now here on the market. Here they start to show us gems and crystal. This is a high quality color ruby crystal, but it's broken, so it's only for rough. Here there is a peridot from Pyongyang. You can see very well the peridot. Little cloudy, here we can see. This make a difference with a good gem and a high quality gem. This is a good but not top quality. This also another peridot. Nearly clean, only a little smoke here, but is a high quality gem. $350, these are $350 per carat. So 50 carat?
No, 70.
70 is about $25,000 this gem. So they deal happily a lot of money. Aquamarine from Mogok. Mogok have all the gems, only emerald you cannot find in Mogok, but topaz, aquamarine, tourmaline, but aquamarine is difficult, that is of high quality. Here there is a spinel, they told us a ruby, but clearly is a spinel. So only if you are professional you can deal in this market, because there is everything. Sometimes there is glass, sometimes they don't know the gem. In this case they call ruby, but is clearly a nice crystal form of spinel. A very rare stone, a green sapphire. Green is absolutely rare, unluckily is small, but is a lovely stone. What is chrysoberyl? This is a chrysoberyl, another gem, colorless chrysoberyl. So here there is all the gemology in one market. You have to know all the gems, because otherwise they come every second and you must be very quick and fast. You must understand all type of gems. This is a yellow topaz. Yellow topaz, big size, clean piece, good color. I suspect possible is irradiated, they irradiate in China, but even possible that is natural, because sometimes come in this color natural. Here arrive a yellow sapphire, we see the quality. With this light, you see, it's very interesting, because when you put the light beside, you see all the problem of a gem. Here you can see very well the problem of this yellow sapphire. If we put like this, the problem disappears. So a good dealer immediately check the gem quickly, like in this way, and after he look with the loupe, he look in many different lights. So yellow sapphire, little too much included. Oh, not topaz, aquamarine. Here they claim topaz. This is clearly an aquamarine. So we have to pay attention, because you have to know what you buy. Otherwise, there are a lot of misunderstanding. This is a lovely aquamarine crystal from Mogok. And with this super visit to the local main Mogok market, we finish our trip inside the market.
While visiting the gem market is exciting, to truly understand the wealth of Mogok, we need to visit the actual source of the gemstones. In our quest to gain a better understanding of the wealth of Mogok, we're going to explore 5 different mines in 5 of the 11 regions identified by Themelis. Starting from the outer regions and moving our way inward, our first stop will be in an area called Sakanji, famous for topaz and quartz.
Here you have the secondary deposit. You have a small plain in which all the crystals of topaz quartz are eroded from the mountain around, transported by the erosion in the plain and covered by the ground. Now the miners are removing the ground and the surface. They are finding the residual unit, alluvial unit, and they are finding rounded crystals of topaz and quartz.
Very interesting to say that in this mine, for respect to the miners and to the tradition, we have to take out the shoes and enter without shoes, because this will give good luck to the miner and to the local tradition. Now we are very well organized with light and helmet, and we start to enter in this Sakanji mine. Now we are entering, it's very low, is for the Myanmar local miners, the sides of the hole. And here we have also the cover of bamboo to protect the fall down of material. Oh, here we arrive to the final point where they are working. Here you see they work all the position. There are indicator of small mica and quartz around here. The quartz you can see here. So we are very close to the pocket. They are working properly. It's very small the place, because it's, the size is for local miners. For me it's little difficult. And this they are working quite fast, because in 1 month they make 15 meters soft material, so not too difficult to work at the moment. Here there are all the miners of this Sakanji mine. There is working operation about 20 miners, and you see all young people, and was really great to see the quartz and the mica, that it means that they are close to success, this guy, and they will take a share of the pocket that they will find. Normally miners here take 1/3 of the pocket. We are going to the best pegmatite of topaz quartz and orthoclase here in Mogok. We will find the original pocket where the best quartz orthoclase was found some years ago. We are here, arrived to the original pocket. Now is much more difficult to go inside, because it's very low here. We have to squeeze ourselves. We are entering here in the original best pocket. Here was find the first pocket with also some aquamarine inside. So not only topaz, quartz, orthoclase and mica, but also some aquamarine. From there, they went here and they saw a hole. Here still there are quartz, and they come down here and they open a huge pocket that go inside is a room. It's about 6-7 meters, the room. We can go, is here. Here they was found in this position here, all topaz, and there that we can still go inside. Here we are inside the pocket. Was found the best topaz quartz and orthoclase ever in Mogok, but I see one of the best pocket in the world. It's huge. It's like a small room. Was an incredible piece. This mostly was quartz and orthoclase. In the other side of the pocket was found mostly topaz, the best topaz. And here we can see very well, it's very low, but you see, are two small rooms. Is a huge pocket for quartz and orthoclase from Mogok. Really a fantastic found here. So with this mine, the best mine ever in Sakanji, we finish our visit and we will pass to the new mining area production. Here is very interesting. We can see that Mogok is not only gems, but is a blend of multiple ethnic groups. So there are Myanmar people, there are people that are a blend with Chinese, and there are people that are Nepali, there are people that are Indians. So you can find a different kind of people, different kind of face, and it's absolutely fantastic to see different people living together in a happy way.
For any person spending time in Myanmar or spending time with Myanmarese people, one thing you notice is the yellow makeup that one sees on the faces of the people. This is thanaka, and it serves as a cosmetic and natural sunscreen. Thanaka comes from the finely ground bark of the thanaka tree that grows abundantly throughout central Myanmar. A section of the tree is ground on a stone with a little bit of water. The paste that is made by this process is then applied directly onto the face in a tradition that dates back many centuries. From the far western edge of the area, we are now going to move clockwise to the northern area of Bernard Mio. The Bernard Mio area was producing gems well before the British occupation. At a much higher elevation than Mogok proper, we're heading to the famous mine of Phuong Gong that has produced some of the finest peridot specimens in the world.
On the road to the peridot mines. This place is about 1 hour far from Mogok. It's a super fantastic place. Are the best peridot mines in the world. From Mogok come the best quality of huge size of peridot, the best green. And here with the lucky pagodas, there is a big operation of ruby. Is a secondary mine.
Aha!
And there we will go in a half-an-hour road to the peridot mine. There are old volcans where the peridotite and they find only peridots. The best peridot ever found comes from Mogok. Here finally we arrived in the peridot area in Pyongyang. On my back we can see very quickly an operation mine nearly to the top to the hill, and we can see very clearly the green peridotite that come out from the tunnels. Here we are with our miners eating. After, when they finish to eat, they will help us to see this fantastic and unique peridot mine. We are the first Western people that are allowed to go downstairs and film this super special Mogok peridot mine. This is the typical daily life of the miners in a mine, with the kitchen, with the lunch eating time, and now we will go outside together to go inside the mine and view everything, all the secret of the peridot mine in Mogok. Here we are with the owner of the mine, the peridot mine. We are entering deeply inside the mine. It's incredible. It's very deep. It also can be dangerous. We have to go through these steps. We are going down to the core of the mine. It's very... Oh. Here we are inside deep on the mine, in the room of the dynamite. Here the miners are preparing dynamite with newspaper. They cover with newspaper, and they cut all the newspaper, and for good luck they keep the best image of the newspaper. The best Myanmar girls. So the risk of the dynamite is balanced with the beauty of the girls. This is really absolutely fantastic and funny. Now we will go deep, more deep, where they are working. Here we are with the owner of the mine going to the working position. We are close, very close to a pocket. Here, they told the owner of the mine, they are clearly sign that the pocket is very close, about 30 feet. And these are dynamite candles that to fix here inside for blasting and take out the last part where the pocket. He told us that sure here will be a pocket because these are sure sign. We found a pocket with the owner of the mine, was a previous pocket. And here, in this position, we can see very clearly the peridot. Here they found the pocket of peridot in this area. We are so lucky going in this mine. We saw the pocket and we saw the working operation complete. Here we are with the owner of the mine and with a worker, and we will see the secret of this mine. One-day production. They have here in the safety box that now we will put on display. So now he take the key to open. Here we are, is opening the safety magic box of the daily production. Now he take what they found in one day. They put on the plate after to check better the material. Here you see. So we can see very clearly that this is the daily production, to see how is hard to find a good peridot. Here there is quite nothing to cut, but this is the mine. So even peridot is not so easy to find. We can say the last year production, how big was, how many kg of peridot he found last year?
လွန်ခဲ့တဲ့နှစ်ကဆိုလို့ရှိရင်စုစုပေါင်းပြောင်းတော့ about 30-40 kg in the last year.
34 kg. And of this 30-40 kg, what is the really gem quality and the material of low grade? How is the percentage of the gems that you can cut?
လေးတူအဲ့ဒီလောက်ကနေ30-40 top quality gems is about 1%.
1%, even less of
Maybe even less.
Yes.
Sometimes very less amount.
Very less. Okay. With this good news, we say hello to the miner. We finish our visit. He was very kind with us, and we are very grateful that he gave the chance to see a fantastic peridot mine. The best peridot in the world, Mogok.
Yes.
Having been in Mogok for a few days now, the word began to spread that we were in town, and we ended up receiving a few different invitations from local dealers to check out their stones. Because you never know what you're going to find, you always accept these invitations to see what other hidden secrets of Mogok may be lurking right around the corner.
Hello, Mazen. We are here in the house of a famous crystal dealer in Mogok, and now we will go to see inside her secret room what she have to show us. Oh, the paradise here. Here we have the famous tourmaline from Mogok. This is a lot selection of this rare tourmaline, the famous mushroom from Mogok. Is quite rare, impossible to find with the foot. This is the longest that they have, but are all broken. Is quite impossible to find complete. She have a huge quantity of material, but like we see, to find a complete piece is extremely rare from Mogok. Really nice visit to this important crystal dealer in Mogok. We say hello to Mazen. Nice visit, was very kind. Thank you to your hospitality. Here we are in a private Mogok house with an important Mogok dealer, and we have the chance today to see some really special gem from Mogok. This is a lovely 115 karat peridot, really lovely. This is a typical Mogok cut. The gem is a high-class gem. And this is an extremely rare spinel from Mogok, good red color. 12 karat is a quite rare size for Mogok. And here we have pink sapphire, or we can call light rubies. 3 different color of Mogok stone. Very important to say that these gems are not heated, are all natural. So these make an extra value on this gem, because now to find this size of not heated gems is absolutely very rare. Here is a way to control the peridot to see if there are inclusion. Here there is a little cloud about this peridot. So putting the light beside, we can understand a lot of things of each gem. This is absolutely clean, high quality. This is the way only to make the pre-checking of the quality. After we will go outside to the daylight to check better the stone and to see the really beauty of these gems. The spinel have a little brownish overtone. These are 3 pink sapphire, and this we can say is a ruby, because this is a good color. It's not at the top, but very good color. But the size is quite uncommon. This is very high color for peridot. So I can say really 6 rare gems for Mogok. We are also lucky today because we have the chance to see the top local jewelry, how the rich Myanmar people, they wear. This is a peridot from Pyongyang, where we was visiting the mine, and this is a top quality from Myanmar. Gold is a Myanmar gold, is 22 karat gold with diamond and peridot. This peridot is about 40 karat, is a high quality, well cut. Can see even the back. This is a traditional jewelry from Myanmar. Very, very happy that the owner gave us the chance to see these beautiful things. The Mogok people to see the really color of spinel, because it's very difficult to see the color of spinel because there are so many shades. They take the spinel like this and they put close to the eyes and they look inside the gem. In this way you can catch the exactly color of spinel. These look red, but in reality it's brownish, because here inside I can see clearly. It's the only gem on the field of gems that for see the color you do this simple trick. Take the gem close to the eyes, look inside, and you will understand the color. There is an exceptional rough of ruby. Can see, it's a good clarity. Maybe need a heat treatment, but is a rare piece. This size rough of ruby is quite uncommon to see. So from this rough they will cut a big gem, sure. Here we have a unique chance to see this 50 karat Mogok sapphire. This is a stone that in the market, in the real market, the world market, can make some million. Is not a cheap stone. I think is the best stone of the year. Is really an incredible stone. Is an old stone of local people. Is a private collection. Is not for sale. It's only for show the quality of Mogok sapphire. Mogok sapphire, for me, for my personal opinion, are on the top of the hill, the best sapphire on the world market. Even if the Kashmir sapphire are paid more, when a gem like this you see in front of your eyes, you have emotion. Is a fantastic sapphire.
From the northern reaches of the Mogok gem mines, we'll continue our clockwise arc and visit the eastern area of Phien Piet, home of one of the most important mines in Mogok for the best spinels in the world, Mansi.
Here we are in Mansen, the best place in the world for spinels. Here they come the top color red spinels with an incredible color, is a fluo color, unreal color. Unluckily are small, are not so big, but anywhere the color is so beautiful that all the collectors accept the small size. Mansen, best locality for red spinel around the gem world market. We are lucky because we can see a completely different style of mining. They are cleaning beside the fracture of this marble. So here we can see very well also in this position is a particular style of mining, but very, very effective. Unique style of mining in Mogok. The workers are cleaning the material that come down from the cracks, and they are looking for spinels. This is a typical Mansen mine for producing spinels. The best, really the best color for red spinel in the world market. Very, very interesting to understand how they work.
This is the right light.
So they are working deeply inside the cracks of the marble. Oh, here we are in a local bar in a village of Pimpiet, and they will carry to us some gemstone to see. So we are ready to wait the broker that carry us the gems. These are local miners. I'm here with my friend David. Oh, mostly spinels, this. All spinels. All spinels. From here, we can see very well how is hard to find a good spinel. There is plenty, but in good quality here you cannot see even one. So it's not so difficult to find the spinels, but you see gem quality is quite impossible. Even big. Even big like this, big size they can have, no? And you see, this is a box, and you cannot find even one piece gemmy. This is betel nut. Is a typical food for the miner or for the local people. They use a leaf, they use tobacco. These are betel nuts here. Here they use some spicy. Yes, another more. They make a blend. So they cover very well the leaf. They prepare with this, you can see inside there is this white calcium, and this is ready. All the people are eating this, all the local people are eating this special food. For me, it's difficult because after become all the month red, but it give a lot of energy. It's like a caffeine. It make the people more strong, so the miner enjoying this can work better. No, it's like a chewing gum that give power. For you, thank you. And he will show. So it's the way they eat like chewing gum. They don't really eat. They can go hours like that, and sometimes they split the exceed material, and this is the way they pass hour and they enjoy with this caffeine, type of caffeine.
Most of the spinels found here end up in the local markets, so we're headed back to Mogok to see what's new at the women's market in town.
And the women are the most intelligent and clever because they are very good in dealing gems. This is a sapphire. They know exactly how to deal, how to get the best price for every gem. Now we will go in the market more deep to see more dealers. This is not so bad a spinel. Lovely sapphire. And normally they put the gems on the plate is a gold plate, so especially the ruby become more red. This is a typical tradition for show the ruby to the buyer. Malale? Oh, Malé. Oh. They ask a crazy price. We are crying here. These are ruby. They are all in oil, because in the oil they shine more and they can cover the problem. Here mostly dealing Indian with ruby. Padamya, padamya. You see, the ruby is in a gold plate, so they look more shining and more red. This is also another interesting point. They keep the gems in the money. In the money give a good luck. This is the local money, so they can have a better luck. This is a typical situation in Mogok, with a beautiful, nice Mogok lady with the traditional cap dealing in gems. This happens in Mogok, that in the market you can find good stone, but also glass or synthetic stone. This happen is normal, so some people they don't know, but this is what is happening dealing gems. This is a sapphire. You see, these have no value, but they try to sell everything. Now is 3:45 and the market starts to be full of people. They are all arriving. This is the daily appointment for gems. For ruby, sapphire, with local girls. Oh, this is a lovely ruby crystal. Unluckily broken here, but is a quite rare piece. Here they are trading also sapphire with some food, because they stay here all the day, and so they eat, they drink. Here we have stars ruby. So here the customers are coming daily to trade, buying and selling with these two lovely Mogok women. Now we will try to go to see the central point for collecting spinel in private house. If they give us the chance to have an appointment, we will see the main collecting place for spinels. Here we are in the central house for spinel, and from here you can see the market downstairs. They can control the market, and they have also good light, so all the people from the market come here to offer spinel. So they divide in sides, in quality, and they choose every day. Here we can see the octahedral form of spinel of all the different quality. So from this material we can understand this is the best material now, and it's very rare to find a good spinel, because this is not really high quality. But you see there is a lot of quantity, but not really good spinel. So good spinel are extremely rare. This is a special visit to the traditional way to make business here in Mogok. Here we are in a Mogok house of a cutter, and this is the traditional old style to cutting. This is the old style of cutting, is a natural corn of buffalo. So here is the dop, they put the gem here, and they can cut like in this way. Here the water come down, here the diamond powder, and this is how Mogok cutters still today they are cutting. With simple machine they can have a fantastic result. For me are the best cutter around the world market.
And now that we're back in Mogok proper, it's off to the famous Data mine, famous for rubies.
Here we have on my back the symbol of rubies for Mogok, Data mine. Today we will go up there to try to discover all the secrets of ruby. Rubies come from marble, and we will discover together all the secrets of ruby and how is hard to find ruby, how is difficult. Sometimes a mine needs 4 or 5 years of work to find one good ruby. So we will understand exactly that ruby is a class itself in the world of color stone. On the road to Dato, looking for rubies, is full of calcite. Calcite is a clear sign of rubies. And here there is the best calcite in Mogok. So we are very close to see our Dato mine. Here we are in the miner's house, and we will go together what happened in each room in this house. We will see the daily life of the Mogok miners in Dato. Here we are in the daily lunch and dining room. The miners are waiting the food, so they are smoking, they are playing cards, and this is the place where the miners have relaxed and they eat. Here is very interesting. This is the daily program of the mine, so every day change the program, so each miner can see the daily program and what they have to do. There is also a fantastic local music that we are hearing in surround, and now we will go to see the other daily life of the Mogok miners. In the free time, the miners are habit to play and to gambling. Today they are playing cards, and like we can see very well, they are playing also little money for enjoy. This is the way how the miners spend their time for have fun inside the mines. Here is the fitness room of the miners. The miners are not only working inside the mine, but they are taking a lot of care about their health, because more they are fit, more they can even working better. So here our mining is try to make his daily work inside the local mine gym. Here we are with a miner that is ready to go inside the mine to put the dynamite inside the marble to make the daily work and make the blasting. Is also a sleeping room, but this is working time, so is really ready to go inside the mine, and we will follow him quickly. We are now entering in the Dato mine. We will see what happened inside. We are now going more deep. Now we have a not so easy passage here, but there is a little price to pay to see the best ruby mine in the world. Here we arrive to the heart of the mine, where they are working. It's incredible, friends. Really fantastic. Here Here we are in a deep earth of this super incredible unique mine. Here we are with our miner in the heart of the mine. He is making holes to put the dynamite inside here, inside here, inside here. After they blasting and they come out, all the small piece where outside the mines, the miner will broken with the hammer. This is all the process how they found ruby in the Dato mine. I can say the symbol for rubies is Dato. Here we are deep in the mine. We are ready for blasting. In 10 minutes we will have explosion. So I give this candle of local dynamite to the miner that will carry downstairs, and we will follow all the operation together. Oh, here, we are in position. Hey! Hey! We are close to the blasting. Incredible! The air, boom! Boom, the air. Now we see if come out some smoke. So it moved the mountain, the air. Poof! We are going on the back. Here you can see the smoking there, up there, is coming out. It's very clear now. The miner is coming out with the calcite from the mine, so they are waiting all the other miners to broken the calcite. Now we see what happened. Incredible, incredible, we are so lucky they found a ruby. He's the owner of the mine checking. So this is the ruby from Mogok.
Light color.
Is can say even a good color, a little light, but today is a lucky day. A ruby of this size is quite uncommon, so it means that this mine is working well and we are close to the right production. How is difficult to find a ruby? Make a lot of work, have to broken a full mountain of calcite to have the chance to find a ruby. So still ruby are cheap on the world market, because if we compare to the cost of mining, ruby cost nothing. It's only in the impression of Western people that rubies are expensive, but in reality are still cheap. So this morning we like to know from our friend if in the last years was easy or difficult to find for him ruby, or if it was profitable. So Tanan, in the last 5 years, how was your ruby production?
It is not easy to get a good ruby.
Yes.
In my life, period of my life, it's difficult, very difficult to find a million gemstone.
Yes.
Not sure.
We know.
Yeah. Last 5 years, I've lost a lot of money. I bought a lot of money for gasoline daily wages. Last 6 months, I do not get nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing,
Really?
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Daily, I put the money and go out like a water flow. As you know.
It's incredible.
But this is the indicator for my business, my mind. I intend to get like this, Federico. This pieces from tattoo.
Oh, this is fantastic. Ruby crystal.
Yeah.
This is a ruby, but it's not gem.
Yeah.
Not so
Yes,
you
I
cannot
see.
cut gem. But
Yes,
like
I see.
crystal is a super ruby crystal.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you find the gems, are very small the gem quality.
Yeah.
This is only for crystal quality. With this beautiful, incredible ruby crystal, we say hello to Tanan, and
Thank you.
we wish the best for your mind, because we know that you make a hard work.
Yeah. You can visit and see me anytime.
Thank you a lot, thank you a lot. Here we are in a famous house of a very important woman in Mogok. She's the queen of the Chinese Myanmar group in Mogok, and she's performing a super ruby. She have not only rubies, but like we can see very well, top quality sapphire, top world class sapphire, and with diamond that we can see clearly. So she's so expert that she do by herself, because she want to control all the process. Here we are still in the house of the queen of rubies, but here we have an incredible sapphire, a drop shape, special sapphire, no heat, of over 10 carat. This is a top quality, so we can say not only the queen of rubies, but also the queen of sapphire, spinel, and also other gems. She collect all her life such kind of quality. Top quality and also top price. Gems like this is easy 300,000, 400,000, depending from the wish of the owner. Fantastic drop shape sapphire from Mogok, no heat. She have a fantastic room full of flower, fruit, for good health, good luck for the gems. And the Myanmar people, they are very religious, also Mogok people. So every day there is the time to pray for the good luck.
And now, finally, we are going to visit our final mine on this trip, the famous Katotep mine. At its peak, over 4,000 miners were working in this one area.
We are entering now in the most difficult mines, marble ruby mines in Mogok, the black hole, Katotep. Here are the workers, and here there are black holes of 300 meters. They go down in vertical, and it's very, very difficult to go down. It's like Dato, but is in a vertical section. All the miners are following this line because this is the vein for ruby. And each mine, we can see here, first mine, second mine, third mine. Each mine go down deep. Now they are around 300, 350 meters down in vertical. Very hard work, super difficult. Now we try to see some other mine here in Katotep to understand better the work of these people. Here we can understand very easy how it's difficult to work here. Look down here. The black hole they call. This is only the entrance of one of these mines. And after go deep, you see the wood, the sticky wood here. This wood, they use the miners to attach themselves and to go down where is the end of the mine, to the heart of the mine. the normal way to go down is to attach to this wood and jump to one wood to the other. Here we arrive to the first level. There are so many levels here and we have to go down deep other 300 meters. You can feel and you can hear the sound of the water because they are pumping up water because all the mines of this line of mines is full of water. They will take another month to take out the water and only then they can start to work. Only after 1 month when all the water is out. Here we are very close to the water and I can see from here the water is a labyrinth of holes and caverns. Absolutely unique in the world, is absolutely fantastic. On my back here, very clearly we can see a crack. This is a communication line between one mine to the other because I have all communication and the problem now there is a lot of water and all the mine have to work to pump out the water. Otherwise no one of the mines here can find ruby because there will be too much water downstairs. Here we are. We can see very clearly the water. They are carrying out the water. All the mines, they are pumping together the water. And if they cannot, all the mines cannot work. So every mine help each other. It's a true labyrinth of caverns. Here Indiana Jones is nothing. This is real. The really mines of Indiana Jones. And their work is so difficult. The best mines to see in Mogok, Katote. Here we are at the 4th level. This mine have 8 levels. And we start to see the perfect marble for ruby. Here downstairs they will find the rubies, the Mogok rubies. Here we arrive to the 5th level. There is a pool of water because the pump cannot from the bottom pump the water up. So at some level they make some swimming pool to make many different pumps. It's much more easy, very clever system. Here I'm with the miners. Come here to see together what happened here down. Is incredible deep. Now we will go down, 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 and we try to see the end, but maybe not possible, maybe too much water. We will see what happened. Here we can understand exactly how they are working in this Katotek mine in Mogok. Here there is the vein there. We say the vein is nearly vertical, 90 degrees. So this vein will continue because on the bottom the vein continue and they will work for find the rubies. We have other 250 meters to arrive to the bottom. Really unique and incredible. Here they are carrying out from the bottom some material. Okay. So they are carrying out bags. Okay. And now we go down to see what happened. Here there is another very interesting thing. If we look on my left, there is plenty of wood, and this is the division against one mine to the other mine. So every mine have a section of this huge crack in the marble. This is the wood that go down, so we are very close to the bottom. They are working and they put the wood between the rocks, between the marble. Here there is a very hard passage. Here we are at the bottom of the mine, the most deep mine in the world for ruby. Nearly 1,000 feet, incredible, 350 meters. Here they are preparing the miners, the last level, and down there we can see very clearly they are still pumping the water. So they are not yet at the bottom because they need another month to pick up the water before to start to look for ruby. From this mine, I think everybody, all the people can understand why rubies are so cheap. It's not expensive. If we consider the work, if we consider the difficulties to find the rubies, still rubies don't cost too much. Here we are. Near the fire, it's nearly nighttime. We took nearly 3 hours to go down and come out. But we are completely satisfied. This was the best visit ever to a ruby mine that I got in the long years of experience. Thank you to everybody and bye-bye.
The piece you see before you is an extraordinary specimen that is perhaps the most beautiful and unique ruby crystalline matrix ever to come out of Mogok. It was uncovered nearly 30 years ago, and since its discovery, it has been known as the King of Mogok. To the people of Myanmar, the King of Mogok has become recognized as a national symbol of the dedication and hard work of the people of Mogok.
Well, when I start to go down in the Catotech mine, it's really incredible. We go down 40 meters, 80 meters, and then arrived in the deepest place, and 370 meters is really unbelievable. There is full of miners that work, and we are really in a movie of Indiana Jones.
Looking at the gem mines in Mogok was for me like a travel through the history of gemstones, mining and discovery. In this locality, looking carefully at the landscape and at the different mines, it is possible to recognize the traces of the oldest mining activity and the more recent mining activity and the very recent mining activity. Local people are moving, working from secondary deposits more and more to primary deposits because of the depletion of the secondary deposits. In the primary deposits, mining activity is more and more difficult and expensive. Nevertheless, in the primary deposit, in which they are mostly working now, they are discovering not only nice gemstones, but even specimens. And these specimens are absolutely unbelievable.
Mogok crystals, to a big surprise, some of them are available. And that made me very happy to see that, because usually when you're gem mining, you find these crystals and they're cut up for their cutting material. But they've learned over the years, the miners, that if they don't have enough in cutting value and they have just a little bit, then you they can be sold as a mineral specimen. Give you an example. They not only have wonderful ruby crystals, sapphire crystals, peridot crystals, topaz crystals, quartz crystals. So they do have a nice range of other minerals, and it makes it very exciting for the collector to have a mineral specimen coming from Mogok, because it's a prestige area. They do produce the finest rubies and sapphires in the world, and they produce perhaps the best peridots in the world, so it's world famous for these gems. And it's also important to get the minerals when they become available, and I did see a few specimens that were very highly desirable as a mineral specimen. So it both has gems and minerals. It makes it a great area. A real experience I've had looking over these specimens and going through several of the mines.
Here in Mogok, studying gemstones mines, I had an experience that I did not get expected. Such an experience was about caves. When I was a child and I was hearing about stories of gemstones discoveries, or when I was looking at movies, fantasy movies in which Indiana Jones was walking and exploring caves, finding gemstones, this was impossible for me. It was something really strange. And when I became a geologist, this was even more strange and unusual. So I was thinking this is just fantasy. But coming here in Mogok, the situation was completely different. I realized that caves full of gemstones really exist here. Over millions of years, the superficial waters corroded the marble containing the rubies remain in the caves. And exploring rubies, you can really find pots plenty of rubies. This is a dream. This is normally fantasy, but fantasy here in Mogok is becoming reality.
To me, the most interesting part about filming here in Mogok was really the people. And my understanding, my belief when I first came here was that this was a land that was stuck 150 years in the past. And the reality, just by being here, is it's not that way. I remember I was in the market and there was a lady chopping chicken for her customers, and this man came up to buy some chicken, and it's just a chopping block with kind of an ugly knife, an ugly cleaver. And just before she started chopping the chicken, she sent a text message on her smartphone. And so it's a perfect blend of the modern world and the ancient world. It still has all of the beauty and romance of the ancient world, but it also has all the trappings of the modern world. And they don't just use technology for technology's sake. They use it when they need it. For example, all of the polishing that they're still doing in the markets, it's all done by these foot-cranked wheels. And it's not because they don't have electricity, it's just because they don't need electricity for something like that. So they only use technology when they need to, and they still stick to their old ways. And so it's a combination of these two worlds that I found absolutely fascinating.
And that brings an end to our adventure into Mogok. As you saw, Mogok isn't just a story about rubies. It's a story of gemstones of all kinds. It's a story of hard work, dedication, passion, and history. The warmth and kindness of the people here are every bit as valuable as the gemstones we've seen. It's a place lost in time, yet vibrant in memory, where mountains of marble are hand-cobbled into oceans of sand in search of the king of gemstones, the elusive ruby.